Right, let's get into it. President William Ruto has outlined the formula his government plans to use in tackling the high cost of living that has burdened millions of Kenyans. This he revealed during the 59th Jamuhuri Day celebrations at the Nyayo Stadium on Monday, where he said the government is working to address the challenges through a three-phase model. Sharon Chepchumba reports.
President William Ruto led National Jamuhuri Day celebrations commemorating 59 years since Kenyans became a republic at Nyayo Stadium in Nairobi on Monday.
Wakenya hoye!
Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike.
President Ruto outlined the formula his government planned to use in tackling the high cost of living that has burdened millions of Kenyans.
One of the biggest and notorious challenge is the challenge of high cost of living. And it is imperative that we have a clear plan. And I want to tell the people of Kenya, this high cost of living, we are tackling it in three phases.
In the first phase, Ruto noted that the government intends to lower the cost of food products by increasing food production, owing to the already reduced cost of fertilizers for farmers.
Our first agenda when we came into office is to ensure that we encourage farmers to access affordable fertilizer. And that is why we reduced fertilizer from 7,000 shillings to 3,500 so that we can enable our farmers to be able to enhance their productivity in our journey towards making food affordable in our republic.
The head of state further noted that the government is planning to import 10 million bags of different assorted types of food, including maize, to bridge the gap of having a minimal harvest.
We are going to import 10 million bags of different assorted types of food, including maize, so that we can close the gap temporarily because of the harvest that was limited in this year's agricultural season, occasioned by climate change and failure of rain.
In the last phase, Ruto added that the government is in the throes of importing 300,000 metric tons of fertilizer through the private sector ahead of the planting season in early part of 2023.
We are now in the process of working with the private sector to ensure that we import 300,000 metric tons of fertilizer for the planting season that is going to come from January going into April. Already, 2 million bags have arrived in the country and 4 million bags are on the way. And I want to assure our farmers that we are going to stand with them to make sure that government provides adequate seed and adequate subsidized fertilizer to make sure that our productivity is enhanced so that we can produce enough food and reduce the challenges of the high cost of living in our republic.
The head of state also fired back at the opposition for criticizing his credit facility dubbed Hustler Fund. Ruto said the critics who enjoy credit from banks and other lenders are attempting to derail Kenyans from accessing low-interest loans.
The Hustler Fund has 15.4 million subscribers. In just 12 days, the Hustler Fund has lent 7.54 billion Kenya shillings to approximately to the 7.4 to the 15 million Kenyans that are on that space. And I want to thank the millions of Kenyans who have borrowed on this platform. That today 1.2 billion shillings has already been repaid by Kenyans who borrowed on this platform. The Kenyans borrowing on this platform, they have not been derailed by the rhetoric of those who are against the Hustler Fund. Let me say for the record and ask fellow leaders, my good friends, you are borrowing your mortgage at 3%. You have the capacity to borrow from your bank at 14%. Why do you want to derail the hustlers who today are suffering from shylocks and from predatory lenders, and they are being charged 360%? And you're telling them not to pay money given to them at 8% so that they can go back and pay at 360%. Be humane, be kind, please allow the people borrowing on the Hustler Fund to also enjoy low interest rates the way you and your families are enjoying. Do not derail those Kenyans who have suffered for long from now accessing money on a digital platform that is of interest, that is reasonable.
Over 20,000 people who attended this year's Jamuhuri Day celebrations at Nyayo Stadium received a free scholarship on global entrepreneurship and innovation at University of Arizona.
As promised, everyone present in this stadium today will get a free scholarship on global entrepreneurship and innovation from the Thunderbird School of Global Management at Arizona State University. It is now time to keep that promise. There is a QR code near you. Mumeipata? Scan and access the scholarship now. A 16-unit course that would have costed you 100,000 is now accessible to you for free, courtesy of the Innovation Jamuhuri.
Ruto also stated that 11,000 youth previously working in the Kazi Mtaani program will be observed in the Nairobi's new greening program to plant trees at the beginning of January.
We are going to be working with the county government of Nairobi in the greening of our city. And we have agreed with the governor that beginning January, we are going to hire 11,000 young people to create the army that will green our city, those that were working under the old program of Kazi Mtaani. I want to ask other governors in other parts of Kenya to join us in this exercise of tree planting, because it is an exercise of our moment to manage the effects of climate change.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and a host of cabinet secretaries led by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, governors and several MPs were also present.
Kenya is ready for a great takeoff under the Kenya Kwanza plan under your leadership. Although we are facing several challenges, we'll offer you all the support to deliver to the people of Kenya as promised.
As we complete the work, and as we continue the work that was started by those who've been there before us, we must ensure that we live true to their dream of a country self-governed and not a country that goes into disorder and anarchy. And I want to thank you and the national government for supporting the Nairobi County government in restoring order in Nairobi. Your Excellency, today our children can sleep peacefully without endless noise from discos and nightclubs. It cannot be that young people cannot sleep because old people are enjoying themselves downstairs. We must restore sanity, we must restore order, and that is the dream of those who are there before us.
For Maisha Prime Maisha Television, I'm Sharon Chepchumba.